Guyver was a lot of fun to watch. It's far from perfect, but it was still pretty enjoyable. This is one of those series where the story is just an afterthought to the action. There's a lot of intense, great action within this series, and everything else just kind of falls into place around the action. The story here is your typical science fiction action series where a teenage boy just so happens to stumble into this secret weapon which fuses with his body, and then the secret organization that originally had the weapon, they want it back and they want him dead, so he's got to use the weapon to protect himself, his friends, his family, and eventually the world. A Guyver is basically a suit made out of alien technology. This series revolves a lot around alien technology. In fact, the basis for this series is that aliens were originally on this planet, and they were the ones that created life on this planet because all life on Earth was just some sort of alien experiment. So in the series, there's a secret organization called Kronos who's using humans as experiments to turn them into zoonoids, which are just basically big monsters. One of their test subjects manages to escape with 3 of the Guyver suits, which are basically just 3 metallic discs when they're not equipped to a person's body, and he loses them along the way. He actually kills himself and blows himself up and sends them flying everywhere. One of them lands in front of the main character, Show, who accidentally equips it to his body. The Guyver suit is awesome. It does so many different things. You have these vibrating blades that come out of your elbows that can just cut through anything. You have a laser beam on your head. The suit allows you to control gravity around you, allowing you to levitate and also throw this ball of gravity, which basically just tears through anything in its path. If the suit is damaged, it will heal itself, and furthermore, if you take damage while in the suit, you will heal yourself instantly. Say, for example, if you get your arm cut off, you'll just grow it back. And the Guyver's strongest weapon is a massive cannon inside of his chest, where he just rips open his chest and there's this massive cannon exposed that just blows away everything in its path. There are a lot of other things that the Guyver suit can do that I didn't list, and basically throughout the entire series, the Guyver suit is just overpowered. It can do so many different things, basically anything and everything. Now, despite the plot being kind of weak, it actually works out in favor of the action, of course, because the group of Kronos will continuously experiment on humans and make stronger zoonoids. There's actually a hierarchy of zoonoids. There's the original zoonoid, and then there are different variations of the zoonoid upwards. There are different other monsters that they created as well. There's a group called the Lost Numbers, and then you have the Zoolords. The Zoolords are basically gods in the series. They are all powerful, and basically what they do is that they can control the mind of all of the zoonoids and cause them to do whatever they want them to do. The mind control power of the Zoolords can cause for some pretty dramatic moments, especially one between Show and his dad. I'm not going to spoil for you what happened, but it's pretty fucked up. As I was watching that, I was just sitting there like, I can't believe they're doing this, but they did it, and it was messed up. So what's so great about the vast hierarchy of antagonists within the series is that they continuously upgrade. Every time Show learns a new ability with the Guyver, it's usually in the heat of combat to save his life, because the enemies just become so strong in the series that they themselves are very overpowered. One of the things that Guyver does well is the progression of enemies. You see a natural progression of the antagonists in the series to keep up with the Guyver suit, and it actually gets to the point where they are so overpowered that it's actually a flaw that they've taken it that far, just because they make so many antagonists so powerful that the Guyvers can't handle it, and then the problem is so big that there's nothing they can do about it. The ending of the series I was a bit disappointed by, because halfway through the series, when they were explaining that there are 12 Zoolords and also the hidden numbers and the different ranks of zoonoids and everything, I was expecting for Guyver to actually just wipe Kronos off the map and kill all of the Zoolords, kill all of the zoonoids, and it just gets to the point where they develop the zoonoids so much that he just spends all of his time fighting the different zoonoids and doesn't really do much about the Zoolords. Having said that, I would love to see a second season to Guyver, just because there's so much left undone by the end of the series that I just want to see him just go back and just destroy everything some more. But like I said, the story to Guyver isn't perfect. It's got a lot of flaws. It's not really the best, but what's most important about the series is the action. The action here is just a lot of fun. This is one of those series where you would expect Guyver to just handle everyone because he's so overpowered, but that's not the case, because Guyver doesn't actually win every battle, and also not all of the battles are won by Guyver. Sometimes you'll actually see some of the zoonoids fight against each other as well. Now, because the Guyver suit will actually regenerate body parts, the action here is pretty intense, because you will actually see some of the people that wear the Guyver suits just get their bodies destroyed, and it just basically heals. Like, there's one part in the series where Show will actually have his head ripped open, and his brain just exposed there, and he keeps fighting. The Guyver Suit takes over, he keeps fighting, and he just heals and comes back to life. Sho isn't the only one with a Guyver Suit here. There are actually 3 different Guyver Suits. One's picked up by one of his classmates, another one is picked up by one of the villains, one of the members of Kronos, who is actually combat trained, so you see a pretty awesome fight between Guyvers there. This 26-episode long series of Guyver was made in 2005 as an adaptation of the manga series and also a 6-episode long OVA. I haven't seen much of the OVAs, but from what I have seen, it's similar. Not the exact same things happen, but it's pretty similar. As far as the manga goes, I'm not sure because I haven't read the manga, but overall the presentation here, it was just beautiful. The animation here was great. The fights were animated beautifully. I feel that from what I have seen of the OVAs, this was animated a lot better than the battles there. So if you've seen Guyver or read the manga or seen the OVAs, then let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you later.